Boom, and we're live. So this is yet another episode of Elite Encounter, but this one is slightly different. Instead of having just one guest, now we have three. So we have Nyhaat, Reli, and Jose. Why don't we all just go around a little bit really quickly and do a quick self-introduction? I want to let Nyhaat go last because this is his third time on the podcast. So why don't we let Jose go first? Jose, go ahead.
Okay, hello, I'm Jose. I play Pokemon Unite for 3 years. I think I'm a pro player, who knows? Sometimes I'm just a troll. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. I'm Reli. I play Pokemon Unite almost since release, and now I play like comp for I don't know, half a year, and I've kind of played a lot with Nyhaat throughout the entire year, and now I play with Jose and Nyhaat on the team, and yeah.
Nice. All right, Nyhaat, you're last.
Well, today I brought my kids, Jose and Reli. Everybody knows me. Eyes for third episode. Support for Los MTZ. Jose and Reli are my teammates. We qualified for the European League.
Nice. And you guys are all on the same team, just to be clear, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately. How long have you?
Crying for being on my team for like 2 years, just saying.
You were the one that was left. I don't know what to tell you.
How long have you guys been on the team together?
2 months.
I think it's 1 month.
Yeah, probably.
1 month.
I think so.
No, I think it's 2.
Oh,
Pretty sure it's 2.
it's not even that long.
1.5. I don't know.
This
No,
relationship is not
yeah.
even that long.
Well, I know Jose since like a very long time. To be honest, I know Jose since we've played together in off season for 2 years. I think like 2 or 3 off seasons now we've played together, and it's the first time that we actually played together. So, yeah.
Nice. And how has that journey been? Like, how did you guys end up forming a team and competing together?
Actually, it is kind of funny because I was with Los Caducados, with Ayame, Leo, and those guys, but we have some problems, and my top lane left, and I was like, okay, we need a super and a top laner. I was like, okay, Reli's just like the rookie of the year. I want to try to play with him, and I know Nyhaat, I know Kaisen as well. He can play super, so I just asked Nyhaat if he want to play with us, with Reli, and they say yes, and there you go.
Okay, so let's start with Jose.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we had a team in offseason, me and Reli, but then something happened, and then the same day that someone left our team, Jose messaged me, and I was like, I guess, sure, why not? It's probably the best option we have.
Really, how does it feel to be considered the, what was the word you used, Jose?
Rookie.
Rookie
The
of the year.
rookie. How does it feel to be the rookie?
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel a bit lost, I'm be real, because I was playing jungle for the entire offseason basically, and now I'm playing top lane, and I'm pretty lost. But I'm confident I can become better, and it's honestly a great feeling sometimes, but also sometimes, there's a bit of pressure, and I feel some nervosity or whatever the word is called, bro.
Some nervousness, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that.
Maybe your teammates have high expectations for you, which is reasonable, because you guys are trying to win, right?
Yeah, of
Of
course.
course.
So what upcoming tournaments do you guys have? What are you planning on participating in?
The next is, the next real good normal tournament is like the first match day of the league, which is in 17th, 18th of January. That's the next actual big tournament. Maybe I think there's a Unity Clash coming soon, which we might play in, but the next thing after that is probably like EUIC, besides the league. It's like the league is the main thing now, and EUIC.
Yep.
What's that tournament called that's coming up in January? Did you mention the name?
I think it's Unity Clash. I'm not 100% sure, but I saw a tweet today of them saying, here we go again. So I'm assuming there's going to be Unity Clash soon.
Mm-hmm. And how confident do you guys feel? Let's go one by one. How confident do you guys feel that you're going to make it far or win?
Actually, I think right now I feel really confident because we do an amazing run on the qualifiers, and I think we can beat everyone on EU right now.
Really?
So I feel very confident as well. As long as the developers nerf Blastoise, I'm very happy to play, and I think we can win.
Wait, you want them to nerf Blastoise?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the
I have
most
to play every
Blastoise
game.
hater.
Interesting. I don't even think he's that OP, but why do you think he needs to be nerfed?
So I don't have to play it anymore.
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, the reason is Blastoise top lane is just never bad. Blastoise top lane is always good, right? It's no matter against what or now, no matter what they play, no matter what the opponents play, Blastoise will always be good because it has good early game. Its late game is good. You have lots of HP. You can't die. You have a good ult. The character is just like OP in general for top lane, and really doesn't like playing it. But when it's broken, sometimes you just have to pick it.
I mean, sometimes when you say sometimes, I think he played the whole qualifiers on Blastoise.
The whole tournament, he played only Blastoise and Lucario.
Wow. Well, I think Blastoise is now my most played Pokemon. So I totally understand what you're saying.
No. No way, Blastoise is the most played, bro. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, man. I mean, I mostly play it as a tank, but with these XP share nerfs, I'm so glad that it's gonna be gone because people don't expect me to run XP share anymore, and it's gonna be a game changer.
Maybe then you have an item slot open for Big Root on Blastoise.
Oh, you guys understand? My Big Root
Oh
love.
my god, not again.
No, but to be honest, I don't think Big Root works on Blastoise. Let's be real.
Oh, what?
No, but on Blaziken though. Reli, you play top lane, right? So have you tried some Big Root on Blaziken?
No, I played. When I play Blaziken top lane, I play him weakness, attack weight, and razor claw. And if you play something else, then you're griefing unless you play focus band.
Well, have
But
you
you can have
tried
fun
it
with Big
though?
Root. I have not played a single game of Big Root Blazing in my entire life.
Well, I'm a Big Root believer, and let me tell you my build really quickly. It's Big Root, double stacking, and potion.
Oh,
Potion. Yes, no eject button. I'm
This
telling
guy,
you,
bro.
you become Juggernaut Blaziken. You do have to adjust your playstyle. Yes, you're less assassin-y, less, just go in there, do a bunch of damage. You have to adjust your playstyle, yes. But I'm telling you, man, it can work. I don't know about the competitive setting. I need to test it more with that kind of stuff. And the thing that I noticed is that the teammates expect you to play Blaziken in a specific way, so they need to understand the difference as well. But anyway,
We should rename the podcast into the Big Root. Honestly, it should just be the Big Root.
the Big Root podcast. Too much Big Root energy in here. But I didn't let Nyhaat describe or answer that question. How do you feel about going into this upcoming tournament? Do you feel confident?
I mean, the thing is, with Unity Clash, it's probably gonna be like NA, EU, LATAM again. And against all the EU teams and NA teams, I feel pretty good. I think there's like maybe one or two teams that that are gonna be more of a trouble for us than others. But when we go into LATAM, I think LATAM is a very, very stacked region. Like the fact that all of the world champion had to go through a qualifier to go to the league just because they didn't want to sign with an org is already crazy. So that region is very, very stacked. And I don't really know what to expect from LATAM because last time that we played such a tournament, we lost to LATAM twice in Famous Gaming and CSCM Esports. So I don't know against LATAM, but if you play against any EU and an A team, I feel pretty good.
Okay, I see. Well, I think with these changes with XP share, it's gonna really, really change the meta. And I actually want to talk about that a little bit. What do you guys think about these changes with XP share, this upcoming patch? How do you think it's gonna redefine the meta?
I'm not sure about that. Like, I think I'm the hater number one of the change of the XP share because I don't like it's gonna be kind of monka, no? Like, I don't get the point about the change.
Well, the thing is, you still play EXP share on certain characters because you only get EXP when you farm actively with your teammate. Something like Sableye that never farms anyways, you will still run EXP share on it. And most supports, you will still run XP share on it. But as example, something like Comfy, if you play Comfy, there's no need to run XP share. You always farm with your teammates anyways. And you will be level 12 Comfy for Ray fight. So you might see like tanks play more around us, or tanks not needing to play XP share. So maybe we unleash the full damage members by Jirawi, but it's generally it changes a bit, but realistically, you will still see probably a lot of WXP share.
Really? You still think so?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, something like Sableye never farms with their teammates. Most supports don't farm with their teammates. Something like Snorlax usually doesn't farm with their teammates. Like, it really depends on the playstyle of the player as well. If you're someone like who just runs around the map a lot as tank and support, you will still run XP share because you will not farm anyways. It's not even needed that you need like level 12, level 13. You only need is level 11 on supports and tanks, usually. Sometimes level 12, okay, it's good to have, but realistically, it's not really needed. Sometimes you still run XP share because you
Yeah.
want to walk around the map a lot.
What about Greedent? Do you think that he will still use it?
Greedent just sucks as a character. I don't know, man. I love Greedent, but Greedent is just shit. It's just not a good character. But Greedent probably would not run XP share. I mean, it's already not good to run XP share on Greedent, but you would never play it.
Wait, Jose, what role do you play again? I just want to remember.
Jungle.
Jungle? Okay, I see.
Yep.
So I think the jungle role is going to be affected a little bit though, because now there's going to be less of a strategy where, like, for example, a Eldegoss might come in to take the red buff. Or do you think that's still going to happen?
Depends. I was thinking about that when I saw the patch, and I was like, if Nyhaat wants to take the red buff now, maybe we need to try to do something on top, like I should take one bunny or something like that, because I'm not sure if I can get my level 5 if he take the red buff with me. But let's see what happens.
I never take red buff anyways.
Yeah, because he misses every.
I miss all my spells on the red buff.
Yes, always. And then
Yeah,
I take the last hit and blah blah blah. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to require some testing because we don't know exactly if you're going to get that point or not. Okay, well, and the next question I have is team dynamic. How would you guys describe your team dynamic? I find this is always an interesting conversation because every team has a very different team dynamic, and it seems like you guys have a very, what's the word? Entertaining one?
I think.
Yeah.
Bingo.
I think it's a question for Reli.
Okay, so basically we can say it's very day or moment dependent. Sometimes we're all having fun together and having a great time. Sometimes there's one or two people that don't have a great time and like crash out and shit. But I don't want to get specific. But I would say in general, it's on the board lane, it's very calm and chill. And then as soon as my jungler starts going somewhere, it gets very loud, very entertaining, and energetic. I think that's a good word.
Okay.
I think you could also describe our team very funny as whenever we're not playing an actual UCS tournament, if you would watch us play like scrims or the Engage Master Series that we played, you will see a lot of rage baiting between some people and a lot of very interesting jokes between each other. I think that's why I like streaming tournaments with this team, because with comms on, there's so much entertainment, so many funny things being said mid-game and outside of the game that it's very entertaining. I think people would enjoy listening to our comms.
Yeah, I actually noticed that you started streaming, which you haven't been doing before, right?
Not really. I mean, Unite, absolutely not. But I bought a capture card, and now I've been streaming. It's been fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually a big believer in streaming. Not necessarily for the viewers, but for other reasons. Like you said, it can also enable you to go back and hear how your team was communicating and at least be entertained, if anything. How do you guys handle these crash outs when they happen? Like, as a team, do you pause, take a step back and come back to it, or do you just fight through it?
I mean, the last time it happens to someone, I'm not gonna say who I am. I just press the muted button, and that's all.
It was himself. He crashed out.
I mean, yeah, I crashed out completely on a weekly because we lost against VH3. And yeah, we were playing against, I don't remember who, but I was smurfing them, spinning on them, and then when the game finished, I was like, bro, why I do this? Like, there is no reason why I'm spinning on them, but yeah, whatever. I was still. That's all.
Well, usually what happens is it goes quiet for a bit, and people like calm down a bit, and like after some time, it's okay again. But there's like a lot of childish behavior still, which still needs to be fixed. That's why I've been saying we need a coach, but unfortunately, there's nobody in this game who wants to be a coach, so
Luckily.
it's a bit tough.
Hmm. Wait, would you say that's kind of what your team has been lacking? A coach?
I mean, communication-wise, 100%. Like, Reli is completely new to the game. He's completely new to competitive. Hostage, Raw, and Bertilo have all been talking in Spanish so far, usually. Now they're speaking English. It's not a big issue. They all speak English well. But communication-wise, it's still an issue sometimes, yeah.
I see. So what are you guys doing to try to fix that problem? Like, are you taking steps to finding a coach? Are you reaching out to people?
I've been messaging people, but most people don't want to be coached. Like, coach is just boring. It's just you need to be a really, really good team to have a coach. If you even like teams like BH3, I don't think they have a coach. I know that Komai has Junkie, who's really good, and I think not Infamous. Who was it?
Yeah, Infamous.
Someone is
have Black.
Replicate. Yeah,
Maybe.
Infamous have Black, but someone is Replicate. I don't know if it was Peru or if it's Force team, but someone of the Latin teams is Replicate, who's also really good. But yeah, in EU we don't really have people who wanna do coaching things.
Maybe you guys are missing some connections because my team, the Jigglytuffs, the one I'm currently on, we have not only one coach, we have a backup coach.
Damn,
Oh,
okay.
Maybe we should hire you as our coach, bro.
What? Me?
Yes.
Do you believe in my coaching?
Yeah, I believe in your coaching. As long as you don't tell us to pick big root, then I'm fine.
You could teach Jarabi English. You could teach Jarabi more English. That would be
Oh,
good.
yes, please.
Well, actually, if you guys don't know, I teach English online. That's actually my job.
I love this advertising. Always when I watch a podcast episode, he always has at least once, if not twice. Bro.
yeah.
Yeah, bro, I gotta do my sales, marketing, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean-
Business.
Respect it.
I will
But for-
tell Joey, don't worry.
But you know, when I had an episode with Nachos, I actually, after we finished recording, I said to him, if you want some English lessons, because he said that he messed up a few times. If he wants some English lessons, we'll do an exchange. I teach him some English. He does coaching for my team.
Yeah.
Oh,
you will do that, I
Nachos
think.
coaching.
Well, I don't know. I thought it would be fun, but now we have two coaches, so I guess that offer expired. But apart from not having a coach, what are some other things that you guys have noticed with your team that you might be lacking, and how are you addressing that for future tournaments?
I mean, I'm just incredibly lost on what to do on top lane. I'm be real, I have no clue what I'm doing, so I think I might have to look a bit at how I do things. That's what I think I can improve on, and the rest, I don't know. I hope the season is over as quickly as possible, so I don't have to play top lane anymore.
Have you
I'm
noticed
telling
any?
you, we're gonna get a meta where you like top lane. We're gonna get a Blasters nerf, or we just learn something else, so you're gonna like top lane. Trust me.
I'm actually
Yeah,
curious
well,
about that.
that's
Really,
all.
what is it about top lane that grinds your gears?
So, for example, we play one team is like, let's say we play against a team and they always level 4 gank on every single character. They pick Azumarill jungle, they pick Leafeon jungle, they pick Sylveon jungle, Espeon jungle, just level 4 gank my top lane, take supports into jungle, so they are in my top lane at 9:35 and just camp my top lane for 2 minutes. Like, what the fuck is this shit? What am I supposed to do, bro? I can't do anything. I just am there being kind of homeless and my bot lane has to do something while I'm just doing nothing.
It's called weak side William.
Yep.
Hey, you know,
Never weak side. It's fine.
On
You
the
should-
quals, I remember when we played against Jaipa, when he was level 3, I saw un Red Urshi on top, and he didn't farm a single minion.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. We had a Blasters level 4, and the Urshifu was like level 7, and the Suino was level 8. And mid game, I said like 4 times, guys, we might need to have top, our Blasters is kind of homeless.
Maybe you should start equipping XP share on the top lane there.
Yeah, really, you should go XP share. I should go carry, trust.
Bro, really,
fine.
I have some XP share strats for top lane. I can tell you those. I have some really unconventional XP share strats. But with this
Well,
change,
unfortunately, there's a meta shift tomorrow, so I can't use that anymore, bro. So unfortunate, man.
yeah, I'm really sad. If you look at my most played mons, like 80% of them have XP share. Even like all-rounders. Some all-rounders that many people say is not good.
XP share, big root, focus better. What?
But okay, so these people are camping your lane. But you know, I think it'd be good it's good to look at it as like a compliment. You know, they see you as a threat, and they want to minimize your threat. So that
I
means
think
you're
they
a good
see me as
player.
the weak point so they can get ahead.
Okay, I see. I see. So have you been like
On the flip
reviewing?
side,
Yeah.
on the flip side, you have to say if they only play for one side, I've told the trade several times, we're gonna get ahead on bot lane and we're gonna win. And I said already, that's what I did. I play support. I don't 100% like support, but if I can win on support, I'd rather play support than lose on another role. So it's not that bad, you
Yeah.
know. If you win, why it's I don't know. Some games you just have to suffer, you know.
So
I
what
can
are
also watch Dortmund though.
somewhat?
I said I can also watch Dortmund because whenever my team scrims and Dortmund is playing football, I always want to watch them, but my team doesn't allow me to, so I'm very sad.
That's not true. We said that's not true. We said you can watch, but for the qualifier, we're gonna lock in for the qualifier because we almost didn't qual as well. So
I'm not going to say whose fault it was.
All right. So what is it? What are some things that your team does to like improve apart from playing matches, doing scrims, weeklies, etc.? Outside of playing, what are some of the things you do? Because I know other teams they have routines and certain things that they do, like you're reviewing VODs, reviewing gameplay, stuff like that. What do you guys do?
pray to Allah.
We don't do anything, bro.
Okay, we don't do that. We don't do it. I mean, a question for Jose. I think Jose can answer really well.
Actually, I just want to say, Gerardo and me, we always do the bot reviews because we always have the Gerardo with POV. But it's kind of monka because we only have the Gerardo with POV and we don't see all the map, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of annoying. But let's see what happened on bot, what happened when I gank bot as well. And we can just be better for the next times. And yeah, that's what we do. If not, we just play some duo queues, trio queues, solo queues for mechanics, blah, blah, blah. And that's all, I think.
And we get some connections for playing Arc for 8 hours per day. That's also very
And
helpful.
Brawl Stars as well. If you see our comms on Brawl Stars, it's insanely good.
Yeah, true, honestly.
Honestly, they might. Honestly, if this year in United doesn't work out, those two might go pro Brawl Stars. Who knows?
Yeah, true.
See, this is why I think it's good for people to stream like Nyhaat's been doing now, because if you're streaming and you can look at the VODs later, you can look at them from each perspective.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it can help you also improve as a team. Because when I stream, for example, and I go back to look at my VODs, I really want to see it from different perspectives, but I can't. So yeah, there's that struggle.
I have to say that's why I also like that Gatlu did the coverage for this qualifier because it was not official. There was no official stream, and I didn't record our games. Jarawi also didn't record, I think. But just from rewatching, the things that happened for us to qualify were just so funny to see. We would have never seen those things. We would have just said we pushed and we played well. But there was so many small things that we saw on the
Yes.
stream that actually happened. Like, it is insane.
Yeah, exactly. I say this all the time. When you go back and like right when you finish the match, you don't really see all these small things. But when you go back and watch the reviews on the VODs, you see these things that's as clear as day. Like I was watching a video where I was playing Blastoise, and I went in for the team fight. I used my ultimate, and I thought I hit all the enemies. But then when I went to look at the review, they were all dead, and Ho-Oh was reviving them, so I hit no one. I thought I killed them all, or at least almost got them to 1 HP, but I did nothing.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very salty. So, anyway, all right, let's move on to the next question. So, the next question I want to know is, what about the community when it comes to Pokemon Unite? Like, how would you guys describe the Pokemon Unite community? I think there's two main categories. There's like the competitive Pokemon Unite community, and then there's the casuals. Which category
mean-
would you put yourself in?
About the competitive community, I think Nyhaat can answer the question.
Well, I have to say, I'll put myself into the competitive for sure. I would not put myself in casuals. I'm not a casual. I never have been. Maybe the first 3 weeks when I played, but I've always been more into the competitive side. I have to say, the competitive community, they're all kind of soft. I'll be honest. 'Cause I've done some tweets in the last few days that I didn't do to be like I didn't want to be mean or disrespectful or anything. I also wasn't really, but I was just like trying to, when I watch an esport, I really like to see like rivalries between teams and people, but not on a personal level. Just like Slash and Overlord had it at NAIC like 2 years ago, where Slash and Overlord keep calling themselves their sons and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get some stuff going for EU. And I think I've done a pretty good job so far, but some people are very soft and feel very attacked very fast, especially in the competitive scene.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I agree with you. I think there needs to be some more of that, rivalry. It makes things entertaining, and it opens up for another strategic layer of competitiveness. You can play mind games, but if people get butthurt, what do you do?
Well, some people are feel attacked very fast. There's this one Italian boy who is a big fan of mine. I live in his head rent free. I don't want to say name, but he's not gonna watch this. But hopefully someone clips it and sends it to him because he knows what I'm talking about, anyways. But he feels very attacked very fast, and yeah. I've got some DMs from people who are like, "Are you being serious with this, or is it just a joke?" And I'm like, "I'm not trying to attack anybody. If you feel attacked, sorry, but I'm just trying to like make a storyline. It's also nice for the organizations. Like we're like orcs in the game now, and if those orcs can make cool tweets between rivals and make rivalries, it's gonna be so much better than just tweets. Oh, match day today. Oh, everybody played well. Blah blah blah. It's just way more fun if you have actually like storylines to talk about. Also
Yes,
for the
I agree with
casters and
that.
everybody.
Yeah, actually, just the other day, I got a I got a message on Discord. Someone DM'd me saying, "Why do I give everyone thumbs up at the end of the match?" Like he took it personally that I gave them thumbs up, and he said I was like rubbing it in or something. Like, come on, some people just take things so personally.
Yeah.
But I pretty much do that 90% of the time. I give everyone thumbs up, at least most of them. If someone didn't play well, then they don't deserve it for sure.
There's one person I always give a thumbs up when they're on the enemy team, and that's Japer. Especially if I win, especially then I like to give him a thumbs up to let him know he played well, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, fact.
Actually, the last time we played against Jaipa, he played really well for us, but he played really well. Yeah, I remember that. He gave
Nice.
me the buff and we won the game. I appreciate it.
Yeah, true. Don't remind him. But back to your question, I want to say, if you talked about the casual community, I would say for the most part of my Unite career, I was more inside of the casual community. It was like for 3 years, I watched like Chris Heroes videos every day or streams, and now I'm more like, when I look back at it and look at the Chris Heroes chat or Chris Heroes tweets and his followers, I'm like, how was I in these people's, like, how was I in between these people? Like, I think the casual community of Unite has a big mental issue, but I don't want to attack anyone. So and there are some people who are nice and cool, but there were so many people who I'm like, bro, this can't be a real human, no?
Yeah. To add to that, have you ever been on the Pokemon Unite subreddit?
No, I
Oh
don't.
my god, I have been on there when I started playing and I wanted to go competitive. I was like, wait, that's a nice Discord. It is horrible. Like, oh my god, respectfully, some people on that Discord should not be playing this game.
Yep. I totally
Like-
agree. There are so many people there. I think the right word to describe it is that they just have a pessimistic perspective on everything.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I learned with playing Unite, especially as a defender, is that you gotta have grit. As a supporter as well. So Nyhaat probably understands. But you gotta have grit because sometimes there's only so much you can do,
Yeah. Some games you can't turn around even if you try your best.
So Reli, would you say that you upgraded into the competitive community now?
I would say I'm still partially in the casual community and I hate it, but I would say I've
Shout out
upgraded.
Pancakes.
And also, shout out to Pancakes. And also, both communities are not good, but the competitive one is better. So I've upgraded from worst to bad, but not the worst.
Okay.
But the competitive is like split into some groups because there's the
Yeah.
French, there's the Italian, there's the German, there's the Spanish, and then there's this mixed group of like the pro players or like semi-pros. But especially in the French and German community, there's so many groups like there's so many people playing from those regions that there's so many groups, and in those groups, it's really hard to actually understand what's going on, because some of those groups are just very bad people and they just hate on everybody they don't like, and they just hate, but they hate talk about them on to other people, and that's how some people have a really bad image in the community, which is shit. But
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I've heard stories. I have Okari on my team. I don't know if you guys know him, but he said he told me about this French Discord group where I forget what it's called, Blacklist or something,
Oh,
Where-
that game.
where all they do is post about bad players and talk shit about
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But Reli, what would you say is the good aspects of the competitive community that were not present in the casual community?
That some or most of the competitive players have a brain and the casual players don't. That's just the fact. I'm sorry to everyone who's casual and watching this, but
What do you mean? The
And I
Chris
don't
Heroes
have the
videos are
casual
good.
players, but-
Everything Chris Heroes says is right.
yeah, true. Cristios has 500k on Tyranitar, has the best character ever made.
Bro, you know, I do have to mention though, coming back to the big root, I had a match.
Oh no.
I had a match. I was playing top lane with Blaziken. He was also Blaziken top lane. And we utterly destroyed top lane. Like, he got destroyed. And guess what build I was playing? Big root, double
Big
stacking, potion. And he was not.
He just lost to your aura, bro.
He
Well, realistically, in a 1v1 setting, if you're 1v1, Big Root probably beats the full damage Blaziken if you don't have stacks, because you also have potion. While he has Razor Claw and weakness, you have potion and Big Root. Maybe you survive. If you have 1 or 2 stacks, you probably beat him already.
he was actually playing tank Blaziken, if I remember correctly.
Okay, I mean then of course you're gonna win. Like the shit build is horrible. Was playing Cookie, Big Root, and Focus.
I think he had Resonant Guard, Cookie, and I forget what was the last one.
Chris Heroes Prime.
And he had potion.
Yeah, I
He had
mean-
potion. I think. I have to go back and watch my VOD. But anyway, the point is, it wasn't just 1v1. I mean, obviously, my teammates came and ganked, and his teammates came and ganked. And what what made me really salty was that he still ended up winning that match, because I was like 1v2 or 1v3ing at the end, and I couldn't peel off. And I even got like 2 KOs, and all of my teammates died to him at the end. And then we lost. So I was salty. But after that match, he put up a video, like, I don't know, the next day or a few hours later, where he used my build and got some crazy stats. So
That's aura. That's hella aura actually.
Yeah, it is.
so he
Well, no, I still follow Chris Heroes, but I was the one who invented the tank Zorok and made him play it. I don't know if you still follow him, but he plays it every day now.
yeah,
So,
actually I
bro.
played against him when he used that build as well. And I beat him that match, I
Oh.
remember.
You know, back like 1 year ago, I was spamming in his chat, play tank Zorok, and now I'm like, what an idiot I was, bro. Holy shit.
But yeah, so I'm willing to bet he went to my game history, looked at my build, and said, "I'ma do that," and then he made a video. So there you go.
Low-key aura something there.
For
He was,
sure.
he was looking if you're playing. He was looking if you're playing Chuyoki and ready to call you out on the stream.
Nah.
He does it to everybody. He does it to everybody. If he loses a game, he usually goes into the last match. He looks if someone plays Chuyoki and calls them out. That's what he always does.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine how difficult it is to be streaming all day, playing these matches, and getting that sort of stuff, especially people who stream snipe you. And Nyhaat, you haven't been streaming for very long, but I've had people who come and stream snipe me. I have like two viewers on average. Like, so
That's me. That's my alt accounts, bro. That's my alt accounts.
I had,
Really.
yeah, man, I had this one
Sniping
guy,
is always an issue,
of course.
but it really
think-
depends. Like Chris Heroes' example, he's like the biggest streamer, and he has like his stream snipe thingy where he puts another screen on while he's queuing. And he's always convinced. Like some people that are streaming, someone like Jellyman also, people are sometimes convinced that they're getting stream sniped just because they play against people they know, and those people focus them. But realistically, if I go into a match and I play against someone that I know is good, I will focus them, of course, you know? So sometimes people are kind of, that's again where we come to the people are soft in this community where like, oh, their streams have been me on purpose, they're only focusing me because they know me and I'm streaming. Sometimes it's not that deep. Sometimes you just queue into them and then you win and then you open their stream after to say GG or whatever and they're convinced your streams beat them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really like that.
I did that with Chris Fears. I went in afterwards, I said GG, and he muted me for a week. Like,
Well, I'm convinced. I don't know why I'm not banned. Like 2-3 years ago, I used to stream snipe him. Okay, I did that. I think everybody did that. That's how Potato did it as well. But I used to stream snipe him and go into his chat and say GG, and I got 500 people trash talking me and shit talking me and how bad of a player I am. And it's just so funny. Like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
just a casual community. If you say GG to them after like they lost, you're a bad person. But if they say GG to you when you lose, it's okay. Like,
yeah.
I don't really
Or if
understand.
you give them a thumbs up.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense.
And I even got muted one time because I queued up into a match with him and I said, "Oh, we meet again," or something like that before the match started. And I was like, "What the heck?" You know? And we queued up two matches in a row or something. And maybe he thought I was stream sniping. I don't know. But I think this.
Nice to meet you again, permaban.
Yeah, seriously. But to be honest, I think this is good practice for tournaments even because tournaments people usually know the other players, or at least if they don't, they've done some research on their play styles, their preferences, and all that stuff. And I think the good players will do that if they haven't. So you got to understand that people know how you play, and you got to play around that knowledge as well.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you always like, especially. I mean, it's kind of hard though because ladder is always so different. Because if you're unlucky, you queue into 5 people who are all competitive pro players, and you have like, I don't know, you have Bilbo 1, 2, and 3 on your team, and you just can't win. So ladder is always hard. Sometimes that's what I thought happens with Legend now, that we're gonna get some really good ladder games, but it's really not. You just don't fight games. But sometimes when you queue at the right time, you queue into the right people, you have some really, really good ladder games for competitive as well.
Wait. I don't think you're even in Legend yet, Nyhaat. Like, I looked at the rankings.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
But you don't find games. Like, I've seen tweets from Chris Heroes who says he queues 30 minutes, he doesn't find a game, and he's not gonna play. And if they're top ranked players, if they reach 4K elo in like 2 weeks, and then you go into their match history and they play against only bots, it's just really not okay. I don't know what they did, you know?
Yeah, I mean, now I think it's been fixed because I reached Legend and it's not a problem.
Maybe it's now, the thing is, the more people reach Legend, the more people you're gonna find, of course. But I said this last time in the podcast, there's definitely a threshold of where you can't queue into certain ranks anymore, like around 200, 300 points maximum difference. That's why the rank 1 had like 2k points when the second one had like 1.2k.
Yeah, which is obviously stupid.
Yeah.
But going back to that community question, I don't think I let Jose answer. Which category did you say that you were in? The casual or the competitive one?
I mean, I prefer the competitive for sure because, I mean, I only know the Spanish casual community and I'm not the biggest fan, just saying. So I just prefer the competitive community of EU. I have a lot of friends there. And yeah, I think the competitive one is the best one.
So from your perspective, what do you think is the biggest difference with the competitive community compared to the casual one?
I think just the level of the players. Because when you play with the competitive one, they are just obviously pros, semi-pros, whatever you want to say. It's obviously more easy to play, more fun as well. When you play in houses, it's just more fun. You can practice as well. But then when you play with casual players, it's not fun because you cannot practice at all. You stomp them and yeah, it's whatever.
I think you're right to a certain extent. Something I've noticed, at least when it comes to these two different communities, is that the competitive community tends to be very, very, very set in their ways. If I recommend Big Group Blaziken, they lose their minds, you know? Like...
I mean, not gonna lie, I think that is an ego problem because when you say that to someone and they don't think you are pro or something like that, they don't care about you because they are like, he's a random, I don't care about his opinion.
Yeah.
And that's all.
I 100% agree, and I think I've noticed that same thing as well. But the good thing about the casual community is that they have no idea what's going on, so you can use whatever build you want, and they're not gonna trash on you as much because they have no idea.
That's
No.
true.
Oh, as long as you
Yeah,
play
yeah.
Bigfoot, everything is fine, right?
Well, okay, I have my limitations with Big Root. All right, let's be real.
Yeah.
um,
Also,
but I think what you mentioned about the ego thing is actually quite a big issue when it comes to the competitive community. Have you guys
Yep.
like have you guys noticed that, and like how do you think we can overcome that obstacle? Because to some extent I think you have to have like belief in yourself, which means that you might have an ego. But on another side of that coin, you got to also be willing to let go of that ego, right?
Yeah, like sometimes it happens when you have too much ego, you cannot play as a team because you are always thinking like you need to win the game alone, 1v9, blah blah blah, and that's just not good for
Yes.
the competitive system.
1v9.
And yeah, I can say it because like 1 year ago I was that guy who was thinking I need to go 1v9 everywhere, every game, and I didn't care about my team. I was just playing solo, and you cannot win if that's in your mind. So
Well, the
Yeah.
big issue in the competitive like community is that some people are just very how do you say that? They just don't want to give new people a chance because there's the risk of, oh, I might not be looked at as one of the best anymore because I don't make it to Worlds, I don't qualify for the league, I perform bad in the league or whatever. Because there's like, you see some teams in EU and you see that some people really don't like to give new people a chance simply because the whole season is on the line. Like someone like Reli, who's like one of the best like upcoming players, don't get a chance to play with anybody because they only want to play straight with like those 10 to 15 people. But when
yes,
those 10 to 15 people always go to Worlds and we always go out in groups, maybe we just need to change a bit because we always say EU is a shit competitive region, our competitive scene is so shit and blah blah blah. But realistically, our teams are not bad. If you look at this year's league, this is the most stacked EU we have ever had in a while. Like last year, we had the announced roster that was insanely good. Those guys were insane. Gen 5 had a really good roster. They had some ego issues in the team though. But if you look at those teams, all of those teams don't had anyone on their team who was like new to the competitive region. Toast was one of them, and Nirabi. Those were the only two new competitive players. And with the same issue since 3 years now, that we don't give new people a chance. And some people just need to be gone for this region to actually be a good region. There's like players like Kanix, Resu, next year Nachos when he's unbanned. There are players that just need that they're just gonna take over Europe at some point.
Yeah, I
But if we
definitely
don't give
agree.
there's so many more players. There's so many really good players that don't get a chance because people are
shout out to
really,
Pancake.
really. Shout out Pancake, shout out Zikamoy. Those guys are like good, but nobody will ever give them a chance because it's risk that their season ends bad.
Yeah, I think I encounter the other end of this perspective because sometimes when I play in houses, I'm like micromanaged a lot. And the thing with that is it's kind of an extension of what you're saying. Like it's not really giving me a chance to demonstrate my decision making, my capabilities, because if I don't listen to what they're saying, then they're going to blame it on me and we're going to lose. If I do listen to what they're saying, I'm not really able to show my strategies, even though they might be conventional or not, and I won't be able to demonstrate my true capabilities. So it's a tricky situation, and it's not really clear what to do in that kind of stuff. I think the main problem there is that there's a lack of trust, which kind of brings
I
me.
think like
100%.
many good players or like decent, okayish players who play in houses. Like I don't want to say any names, but like there's some players who just if you for example are in a team of some players, they will just like correct you on everything you do wrong and try just being something better than you and have a good feeling because they want to push their ego and then call everyone out that you are shit and then you should get banned because you're so bad at the game. But that just makes them feel better, which is like kind of annoying to have as a
Yeah.
character aspect, and that's like just problems some people have, and that's why also sometimes it's hard to play Innosus for someone like you, even though you should have fun, but these people just make themselves feel better and ruin the fun for you.
Yeah. I know what you mean. So, what do you think would be a good thing if you were one of these players? What would be something that you can do, some actions you can take to overcome these ego issues, like some
I mean, like,
self-development or something?
as soon as in-house teams are drafted, for example, you just go into the game and like what the reason for complaining about your team is. Like the teams are drafted, you have to play whatever you want. Like you can do whatever you want, you can play. And you can either have fun and try your best and improve, or you can just make the day worse for everyone and just troll and be mad at your team. So that's the thing you have to choose in between. And I think if you are not like someone with 5 brain cells, you should be able to make the right decision and just play with what you have and get the best out of it.
Yeah. I think there's also something that comes with age and maturity, because as you get older, I don't know how old you guys are, I forget, but I think you guys are all
Yeah,
younger
I'm
than me.
I have a lot of experience, you know.
Oh my
and
god.
and I think once you get older, you kind of handle this kind of stuff. You learn to handle this kind of stuff better. Because with my team, we recently had a situation where one of my teammates were not making the best decisions. They were being micromanaged, etc. And I had a discussion with one of the guys, and I was saying sometimes we just got to put trust in them, because if you do, it shows that you're willing to give them a chance and let them shine in their own way. And then afterwards, it's better to give them feedback in a constructive way, because sometimes when people give feedback, they just say something that's not useful, like "you suck," "you're bad," and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's usually because people lose and then they're like mad that they lost, and I don't know. Actually, really, normal feedback is like really hard. I think I've not. Sometimes people ask for normal feedback, and it's sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to give normal feedback. I think because
Yeah.
if you play the game and you focus on your own things, if you want to improve, like me for myself, if I play in houses, I don't really look what everybody else is doing. I usually just look at myself. So sometimes people ask me then, what do you think can I do better? I'm like, I don't know. I just focus on my own gameplay. I don't even know what you did, so I can't tell
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, at least you're honest, and that's good.
Yeah.
But when it comes to your team, how do you guys give and receive feedback?
Usually Hosse tells ourselves to end our lives. I tell him to shut the fuck up, and then Reli rage baits someone. Gerard is just like, guys, can you face check the bush for me? And that's how it goes usually.
Sounds very
And
constructive.
then Bertilo just is vibing there, farming everything.
Yeah. No,
Vibing,
on honest.
completely vibing.
On honest one, I think we everybody just kind of gives their opinions on what they think is good, especially when we go into a game where like, okay, and Jose is like, do you guys think I should play for bot? And then usually I say something, and Jarabi and Betilo and Reli, we all say something, but in the end it always comes back to the person who asked the question to make their own decision.
Yeah.
Like, I give feedback to my teammates, but I would never tell them you need to do this because this is the best. I'm like, you can do this, but if you think this is better, go for this, because I trust all my teammates. So whenever they think they have an idea and they just ask me for my opinion, I usually be like, do what you want, but I think this is better.
I think that's one of the best ways to do it, for sure, because you also have limited information. You don't see things as they do. Maybe you don't have their perspective, and there were certain times when, like, I looked at some VODs, I reviewed them, and my teammate said to do this one thing, and man, there were some times when I listened and it epically failed, and other times when I didn't, and it didn't epically fail. So I think what you're saying is like, here's my suggestion based on what I know, but it's not like the fundamental decision that you should make.
Yeah.
I think ultimately putting trust and letting them decide is a better medium long-term strategy. And if you're trying to have a good team dynamic and go somewhere with the team, you got to think medium long-term. You can't just think short-term, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I remember when I did some in-houses and I did a Blastoise build, rapid spin that was not with muscle band, and I had to insist with my team, guys, just trust me, and then they did, and we won, so it was good.
Yeah, I think, we had one of those situations in our qualifier as well, because when we played against Reebok Esports Core, I think the last game where we lost Groudon, everybody was quiet, and it was like, if this is, I think most people are like, it's over and we lost. It's done. But then Reli did a really good call to kill the Leafy on top. Jose trusted him, while me and Robbie were saying to defend bot, but he trusted Reli, so we got the kill, and because of that one kill, we won the whole game, and we called him for the league. So it's really like, just gotta trust your teammates.
Yeah, and I think it also builds like camaraderie, which is kind of a big reason why at least I play this game, is to like have that sort of camaraderie, playing together and building that kind of experience. How much would you say is your commitment to Unite related with like the act of playing together, like as a community or as a team or as a tribe, you know? Would you say that's a big part?
I mean, I can start. Like, if I was the one to decide, I would play 5 rallies against 5 randoms. But you have to play with teams, so you have to make out of it what you can. And I think if you trust your team, then you have to just go for it, and you can't be the one to do everything. And I think if you just like, it's hard to play sometimes, but you just trust your teammates, and it's not a 1v5. So as long as you play together and do that, I think you have to focus on that as well. Otherwise, it's kind of cooked. You should just look for yourself. I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to trust on your teammates, because if you don't believe on them, it's just kind of monka, no? Just don't play with them. And the thing is, you cannot. The most important part is you need to trust on your shot caller, because if you don't trust on him, it's monk as fuck. Like, because everyone knows it's hard to shot call the game and play well the game. Like, when some DPS damage shot call the game, seems hard, because when I was doing it as a jungle, my level was not the same like right now, because I'm not short calling the game. It's Nyhaat. So yeah, you need to trust them. And I was saying always, like, if someone make a call, just follow the call. Don't try to do another thing, because it can be worse.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to add to this, Nyhaat?
I agree with what they said.
All right, guys. So we're actually getting close to the 1 hour mark for this podcast, and I don't want to keep it going too much long over it. But I wanted to ask a question that's kind of deeper and very open-ended. How does playing Pokemon Unite bring happiness?
That's honestly a very good question, because most of the time when I play Pokemon Unite, for example, if I play ranked, I don't get happiness. But sometimes it's just, you're mad, and then you still end up just play because you want to play. And I think it's just making good plays is just a very, very fun thing to do. And also just playing with the team and knowing, I'm going to play with that, and I have the chance to win a lot, and I know I'm good, I have potential, and that's like what keeps me going, kind of. And even though you don't have always like fun, it's hard sometimes to do, but I think in general, I don't know why, but most of the time you're mad at everyone, at your teammates, at the game, at matchmaking, at Timmy, at balancing, but in the end it's just addicting to do, and I don't know, just some hidden power that keeps you going.
Well, that's part of the way the game is designed. It's supposed to change over time, and you have to adapt. It's not like basketball, where it's gonna be the same pretty much forever almost, So would you say it's more about the journey rather than the destination, really?
I think so. I mean, it's hard to I don't know myself, where I'm still playing this game and suffering under this things, but I don't know. It's just something that's always like, you have always these some fun moments and some fun things that happen, and then you are very happy that, like, when we made the league qualifier, I was just so happy, and I was like, that's why I play United still, even I have to play Blasters every game.
Yeah, take one for the team.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, what about Jose or Niha? How would you answer that question about happiness?
I mean, not gonna lie, I only like to compete. I'm not the biggest ranked fan. Like, I don't like to play ranked, not gonna lie. It's not fun anymore for me. Only if I play with friends, just for fun, and I make fun of them, just make random plays, play random builds, troll my teammate, troll my friends. That's all, because I don't get the point about play rankeds, be mad of that because you got bad randoms or something like that. I only like to play competitive. I love to play competitive, actually. and that's why I play the game, because I think we can go to worlds. It's my objective, play worlds, and then I can quit the game. So that's
Mm.
my goal.
It sounds like for you, it's more about the destination rather than the journey.
Yeah.
Hmm. So what do you do after you win and you reach the destination? Do you contemplate life and do something else?
I'm sure when I put qual to worlds and I play my first worlds, I probably quit the game. Like last year, I was one best of 3 away for worlds, and that's why I'm playing this year, because I didn't hit worlds. So probably next year, if we hit worlds this year, I'm gonna quit the game.
Man, that's a shame.
Good.
I mean,
He says
I
that
say
now.
that
I mean, he says it
yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah. He
I've
says that
said
now.
several times already, I will stop playing. Like, it's really about the journey of the destination. What is more important, or what's it about? This for everybody, it's different, because once you hit your destination, you're like, damn, I just did what I wanted to do, and then you're like, okay, I'm done. Then you might take a step back for some time, especially making it to worlds, which means a lot of grinding, a lot of playing, years long of grinding. Let's say if it was 3 years, then he made it to worlds. After 3 years, he finally did it, and he's gonna say, I'm done. But he might just, while he is at worlds and while he's competing, he understands how much fun he has competing. He might play again. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but reaching your destination is always it. You will feel so much relief, and you'll be like, I just did what I wanted to do. I can do it. And then your next destination might be, okay, I want to win worlds now. And this might be a goal that looks like out of hand for some people. If you know you can reach your first goal, you might also reach your second goal at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
If you just, it's the same in life. If you aim for one destination, I want this job, and you get this job, you're gonna be like, well, I wanted promotion in this job. Oh, I got the promotion. Oh, I want another promotion. Oh, I want this. I want that. You know, it's always like we say it's the destination, but the destination is honestly just the journey to the next destination.
Yeah, man.
Because if you quit Unite, what are you gonna do then? You're gonna have another destination RL. So at the end of the day, whole life is just a journey, and you're just aiming for like checkpoints that you like.
100%. And I think that's one of those like parallels that we can draw from real life, because even like rich people, when they make a bunch of money, they're not just gonna stop. They're gonna continue making more money, and they reach a point where they have so much money that they're not doing it to make money anymore. They're just doing it because they enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I do have to say about the question that how to have fun in Unite. It's really just how you yourself enjoy. Because me personally, I like competing as much as Jose does. I really enjoy playing scrims. I really like going to team practice, into tournaments, try out the game, try to go to worlds, win worlds, stuff like that. I really just enjoy competing. If it's in the end just playing scrims for months and then going out to like 5th place in the league, I'll go again next year. I know I might say I'll stop, but I'll go again. It really depends on how you like it. If you enjoy just playing ranked every day and maybe stream and just have fun, if you just enjoy playing quick games, if you enjoy, I don't know, just playing one time a week, it's really just need to find how you have fun in this game. And if you don't have fun in the game, then why do you even play the game? Some people say they hate the game, but they still play. So at this point, they have fun playing the game, even though they might not admit it, but apparently they do.
Yeah, I think there might need to be a separation between what it means to have fun in the game and finding happiness in the game. I mean, in general, because even happiness is a trap. And I think I was listening to a podcast about this. This one expert, I don't know, was talking about happiness, and he said that essentially it's about the pursuit of happiness more than anything. Even in the American Constitution, it says something about the pursuit of happiness, not the achievement of happiness.
Yeah.
But yeah, personally, I also want to add that it's like the struggle is part of the happiness, and like the competitive nature, like you mentioned, Nyhaat, is like you got to enjoy the competition aspect, the competitive aspect, and it's gonna be like a roller coaster in life. But you know, if we look at it in a certain way, life would be boring if there was no ups and downs. You know, it's got to have its ups and downs like a roller coaster, because otherwise you get bored, and then what? You know, like
Yeah. It's always good to have ups and downs. Also in like a game, like this game, for some people they say it's just a game, who cares? But for other people it's really just they love this game and they love competing, and some people make a living out of it, like Overlord or Slash, who go to whole different continent to play this game. And some over here might say, oh, I just play ranked for fun, and some others might say, oh, this is my job. I compete here, and this is my job. And I find happiness competing. And if they don't find happiness competing, why are they doing it? Because everybody always says you need to have fun at what you're doing. If you don't have fun, what are you doing? Why do you do it?
Yeah, I mean,
If you don't enjoy it.
even that can be a trap. Like for a long time, I did photography because it was fun. Then I started getting paid to do photography. It was no longer fun. So the same can apply with Unite. You know, when you start looking at it like a job, like a source of income, maybe it can take the fun out of it. And so I think a better way to look at it is as a side hustle, because it can bring some money, which is nice. But I don't think it's the best strategy to look at it as your main thing, because then you put all of your like eggs in one basket. If you understand what I'm saying.
Well, it's the esport thing. Like in EU, I think no one in EU or NA calls it their job. Maybe Toolslim, because Toolslim has been constantly switching regions. But if you look into Asia, where esport is really a thing, I think those guys call themselves pro players. It is their job. It is their professionalism. They do that for a living. But when in the West, nobody really does that. So in the West, I think if you call yourself, you do it for a living. You don't really do it for a living because you don't get paid to do it. You might
Unless
get
you
prize
win.
money, but you don't actually get paid. Yeah, but this prize money, you don't actually get paid. This is a one-time thing. You get it paid one time.
Yeah. Well, who knows? With AI and technology, nobody's gonna have a job soon, and then we're gonna get universal basic income, and then we'll get paid to do what we want.
I guess, hopefully, yeah, it would be great. Yeah, I think we're not gonna live that anymore, but maybe Reli's kids do.
Who knows? I don't know if you guys follow Brian Johnson. Maybe we'll live forever, so anything could happen.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Okay, what about
That's
questions?
okay.
What about questions that you guys have? Did you guys have any questions you want to ask for this podcast?
Yeah, I have a question for you, and that is like, no offense to you, but you're like a bit older than I am, and I want to ask you, are you like brain rotted as well?
Of course not.
No, you're not. Or would you say you're a bit like into the TikTok and social media stuff, and like the song "We Are Charlie Kirk" and 6 7 and stuff like that?
Man, when I hear 6 7, my brain explodes. Oh my god. I saw my nephews like a month ago, and they randomly did the 6 7 thing, and I was like,
6 7.
what is going on?
Just go chop. Oh, holy shit.
But no, I don't use TikTok. I don't even have it installed. I have like other social media apps like Instagram. I never browse Instagram. The only things I browse or use is like YouTube and Reddit.
Reddit is like Reddit is honestly the worst of all of them.
Well,
Reddit
it depends.
Reddit should be 18 plus. Honestly, Reddit
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
18
I agree
plus.
with that.
The things that are said on Reddit should be 18 plus. At this
It's just
point.
the next
It's
4chan.
Crazy. Yeah. Like
I think
it's
it
really
depends though.
TikTok
That's the
and
thing.
Reddit, then Instagram Reels. Like TikTok and Reddit are really bad.
Yeah, but if you don't customize it, it's really bad. But on Reddit,
Yeah.
you can follow certain subreddits and customize your feed and blah blah blah.
Of course.
And on TikTok, it's all algorithm. That's why I use YouTube and Reddit, because you can kind of choose what you consume. It's not just algorithm 100%. There is a term I encountered not too long ago. It's called algorithmic complacency, which, if you don't know, essentially means that you give all the power to the algorithm and you become complacent with the algorithm feeding you stuff. And I refuse to accept that. So that's why I use those platforms, because other platforms like, I don't know, TikTok is the worst one. Or if you just browse shorts or reels on Instagram or shorts on YouTube, you give all that power to the algorithm. You're not really choosing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I do scroll 4 hours a day on Instagram.
Bro, what?
And he sent me a lot of reels. Actually, not
I
a
send
lot.
you like two reels. I send like 2 reels
I mean,
a day
that's
maximum.
too much for me.
Yeah.
I send like 50 into a group chat every day. Like, oh my God.
Top rank.
Well, okay. Other questions? Do you guys have any other?
Not really.
All right, cool.
Don't think so, no.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish it off here then. Hope you enjoyed this
Can I send
episode.
a shout out?
Yeah,
Can
go
I
for
send a
it.
shout out? I would like to shout out the whole Reebok Esports core team and the whole French community. I hope everybody enjoyed watching the qualifiers. And also shout out to Klaus. He's my biggest fan. So I'm ready to meet him soon.
In
All
I
right.
London,
also
no?
want to say something. I want to say, Phoenix, if you need some guests, I will give you the Discord of Zika Moy and Pancakes. Those guys are my best friends, you can say. And also big shout out to Team Int. They're the goats and should be in the league right now, but they got gapped by UCS rules. But well, that's my goats. And if you need podcast partners, just DM Pancakes and Zika Moy. Those guys are.
I did actually DM Zika Moy. He said next year, which is in a few weeks.
Oh, nice.
And DJ on Team Int. I stay in touch with that guy all the time.
Yeah, that guy is my goat as well, bro.
100%.
And also, to everyone who's listening, go watch the Unstable SLP. You know. If you don't, you don't. It's the best thing you can watch on YouTube. It's
Well,
just a fact.
I'm one of those that don't know, so I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
No.
You can ask DJ about it.
Oh, jeez. I don't know what to expect.
Guys, actually, we can do something. We need to ask Bertino and Gerardo as well, but if we make like top 4 in London, we can just come everyone of the team here, just put the counts, and be the greatest podcast ever with empty seat. Just saying. We can ask Bertino and
That is
Gerardo if they
alright.
want to do it, but
we can
Yeah.
try something fun for sure, 100%. All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish it off there. So that was another episode of a group episode of Elite Encounter. Thanks everyone for participating. It was fun, and see you next time.